There sits the only king I mean to bend my knee to. The King of the North!
Welcome to the first annual King of the North Top 4 match. Today with me I have a special guest, Brandon Zimmer, the winner of this year's Wisconsin Regional and Prince of the Martells.
Hello everyone.
We got Brandon here on the left. He's playing Martell Banner of the Lion, and we have on the right Evan Johnson of FFG fame playing Martell Banner of the Lion. So that's going to be an interesting mirror match here.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting mirror match, and I was actually a little nervous because going into this tournament, our meta is pretty known for having a lot of Stark players, and so I tweaked my deck to be stronger against Stark, which actually hurt it against Martell. But
did you see a lot of Stark that day?
Nope. I faced it one time during the Swiss rounds. So.
How did your Swiss rounds go? What was your record going into here?
How many rounds was it? 6? So yes. I went 5-1. My only loss was to a Night's Watch fealty deck that actually went undefeated during the Swiss rounds.
Now that's Nick from Wisconsin. He was undefeated in Swiss. I thought he was, I was the judge, so I couldn't really say anything at the time, but I was like 99% sure he was going to win with that Night's Watch deck in the finals.
It was pretty crazy how it was working, and it always had a full hand.
Well, the crazy part is we had a drop once we got to cut to top 8 because Ben had to go home.
Which was unfortunate.
Yeah, so that brought in Darren, who was playing, who was in 9th, who was playing a Baratheon Dominance Power Rush deck. And
that's the summer, which was interesting. But.
Yes. And that seemed like the silver bullet for that Nick's deck, which is unfortunate because I think Nick had that tournament until
he lost
Ben
in the
dropped
top
out.
8 because of the dominance package.
Really impressive deck. I'm hoping Nick puts that list online. But anyway, back to your deck. What was the match you played before this, before you got to Evan?
In the top 8, I faced a Lanny Wolf deck. Pretty much standard Lanny stuff with Fast Eddie and Brand. It was a pretty close match. I think I won on plot 7, and the opponent got up to about 12 power. He made some pretty big mistakes near the end that kind of cost him the game.
Now, how similar is this to your regional winning deck in Wisconsin?
This is actually very different. I think I'm about 15 cards different, maybe even more.
Plot deck different too?
Plot deck, I think, has 3 different plots, so that's quite a bit when you're only running 7 plots. So.
Yeah. Are you still going for the first snow?
It's definitely a first snow deck still. I think every Martell Lion deck should be first snow focused, so...
Now, I noticed you got a fancy signature there on your playmat. Now, is that from a lover, or...?
I wish it was, but... No, it's Mikolai.
Nice.
Best artist.
Whoever got that signed for you is pretty awesome.
Yeah, he was pretty awesome. All right, so we're getting opening hands here.
Looks like you got a Hand's Judgment and Tears, Nymeria, Rose Road, Palace Spearman, the Hound, and I missed that last card.
It was a Rose
now
Road.
We're in shuffle mode, so we'll never know what your hand is ever again.
It was a Rose Road. So this was pretty much an ideal hand. Whenever you can have a Nymeria and a Tears right away is pretty much all you can hope for. That's basically saying you can kill any character you want to.
You need Nymeria to even play Tears against Martell, probably.
Yeah, pretty much. I think they got some armies is like the only other targets. So right here, I'm thinking of Nymeria, the Hound, and a Rose Road as a setup. That's pretty good because like I'm a first snow deck, so the Hound being bounced to my hand's not the end of the world.
Now, are you nervous about playing Evan? He's like a really experienced Martell player.
Yep, he's a very good player, and like I said before, I made some tweaks to my deck that made it worse against Martell. Like I put in the Mountain, which isn't great against Martell, and
is that for mostly Stark?
Yep, that was for mostly Stark. It's pretty good against Lancers too, though, actually. But
because like with Winterfell, you basically have to choose between Italian poison.
Yeah, that was my main thought process. Was they can't stop intrigue and military effects from happening, so I still put to the swords for the same effect.
So does that mean you're running a few winter plots?
I am playing 2 winter plots. Obviously first snow, and I was playing a Ranger's Cache. I honestly wanted to run one more winter plot, but I couldn't think of anything to take out for it.
So looks like Evan's still figuring out.
Yeah, I think he's still deciding.
So now as a player, is it Is it wise to show how many cards you're setting up like that?
I don't know. You're not supposed to,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I'm fine with only showing 3 because they're a good 3. So if it makes him keep a hand because I only have 3 cards. Also, this is another thing. Like, I have a good hand still after my setup. I have 2 good events and 2 spearmen.
There's your
yeah.
faction cards provided by Citadel Quartermasters. They provide our top 4 prizes, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, having a good, like, you have a good hand after your setup is really important. I had a 5 or 6 card setup in my top 8, but I drew back up into 2 events and 4 limited event locations. So it's like, even though when you have a great setup, it doesn't mean your next hand's going to be good. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're taking a little while to start this game. Oh, actually, I think what we're waiting for here is for Cameron's game to start.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can skip forward here a little bit. All right, we're back here. We wanted to fast forward a little bit.
So reveal setups. So I obviously knew what my setup was going to be, and then we have I don't even know what the Sunspear Army, I don't even know what they're called. Green Blood Trader and a
Knights of
Birdman.
the Sun or something. Yeah. I like yours a little bit more.
Yep, especially with first snow. Birdman's not bad though because you can always put that back into play, but.
Same with, it's not bad to have those Green Blood Traders for snow either.
Yeah. I also like having an economy early. So, typical opener. Yeah, I was real shocked by that. So we tied, so flipping a coin for initiative. I believe I won and I make him first.
You're saying as a Martell player, you want to go second?
Yeah, shocker. I feel like every house wants to go second most of the time, so. I'm counting my gold, but I still believe I am second. Maybe not. Looks like I'm looking to play. Okay, so I am first. So playing out Keen's Road.
You don't have to worry about treachery, too.
Yeah, which is nice. So getting Ariana into the table right away.
This looks pretty good.
Yep.
And you have a hotel waiting in.
Yep. And I'm saving 2 golds. That could mean a lot of things. I could be bluffing a put to the sword.
Well, it helps with.
And I don't really care if I have extra gold.
And you keep your gold with taxation.
Yep. So having extra gold.
It's good for first snow, right?
Yep. Usually you don't want to use a Keen's Road if you have like extra gold anyways, but for this plot it's fine. So now.
And the hand shuffling begins. Oh, he's taking a break.
Can only do it for so long.
There's his own King's Road.
Yep, so he's got a Keen's Road, which is good because the difference between... Yeah, it's bluffing a treachery. So I believe he gets his own Nymeria out. Yep. So now this is always the fun little dance of Nymeria versus Nymeria. So he passed going into my challenges. So I have first pre-challenge actions. I usually, if it's a Nymeria versus Nymeria, don't want to make the first move. There's usually no benefit in doing that. So, yep, I passed my challenge actions. And then he Nightmares Nymeria.
Oh,
yep. So I was a little frustrated, but thankfully I did have a Hand's Judgment, but I really didn't want to use it there. But
you still got your
so now my
token, so if Nymeria doesn't take that intrigue icon.
Yep, and since he has no gold, I guess he'll get a gold even if he loses the challenge. But I'm doing an intrigue challenge here. And now, I don't know if we're going to be able to tell by hand motions or something, but I believe he eventually takes my Nymeria's intrigue icon.
I think you have 2 tiers. I see 2 tiers.
Yep.
One of my favorite moments of the tournament was when you and Sam Bratz are playing during Swiss, and I look over and both of you are just whipping through your hands.
Yep, so he took my Nymeria's intrigue, and then I just took it back. So they both have 0 icons again.
Yeah.
And then he's So he does defend it. Maybe not. Little dance. Let's go unoppose. So he gets a gold and I tears. Yeah, so when you can kill your opponent's Nymeria right away in the mirror, that's huge.
Yep.
If we had to do this dance the whole game, that can drastically change the game. And then at this point, there's no reason to do a military challenge because you just killed Nymeria, and I'd have to bounce my Hound. So I believe I just passed the challenges here because Nymeria doesn't have any icons.
I'm keeping that in. So you're like, icons?
Yep, so I passed my challenges. It's over to Evan now. So now this was not the best, like this isn't what you ideally want to do, but I couldn't risk this early in the game, my Nymeria getting tears.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to put Hoda into play here with Ariane.
I think that's the wisest decision.
Yep. I didn't have another Hand's Judgment at the time, so I had to play around it.
Now, I think Evan might have missed his long plan trigger, unless we
For
missed it.
win.
For losing an entry.
He got it.
it?
Yeah,
okay.
he did.
I think you had to do that.
Yep. It was... I had to play around it, so...
Yeah.
Usually you want to save that for your first turn, first snow turn, but... So he does a military here smartly, just because he gets a gold out of it, so...
Yeah.
And then he does a power. I don't care about losing a power here, so... He can take my power and I'll gain my own gold.
Now, are you going to go for the first snow next turn? That's two
trying to
characters,
think.
good
So,
characters you're bouncing.
I believe I do, because he'll be down to just this Sun Spear. It's what I usually do after the long pan. But I don't honestly remember. Because let's see, so how much gold I would have? I would have 3, 4, 5, 6 gold. So it's
that's
a
Ariane.
reasonable
That's basically
option.
an Ariane you're putting into play.
I'd be able to put Ariane into play and pull off my tears, I guess. I honestly don't remember at the time. It's not a terrible option, though. I do know I have the mountain in my hand, so maybe I was thinking about playing some kind of plot that would let me get him into play. It's looking like I'm thinking Ranger's Cash. I could maybe be thinking of going into 3 gold into the first snow.
Mm-hmm.
So then he has unspikes me. I was a little worried because obviously Ariane's a good character.
Yeah.
And I also have the Mountain, who's a good character. So... Yep, so this was pretty big. I also was a little surprised he did it this early, but...
Oh!
Yep, so he got a good one.
Sniped.
Yeah.
Now it's 4-1.
Ariane is honestly almost as good as Nymeria.
She is very good. And the fact that she's slightly
it is.
worse.
It is.
Yeah, but the fact that she can put Nymeria into play, surprise, is
and
nice.
Tyrion.
She works so good at the Hound and Hota, too.
Yep.
Oh,
Speaking of Tyrion, that looks like what I draw,
and all plans change once you draw Tyrion.
He is a crazy good character.
I can imagine having him out in the long plan first turn.
Yeah, it's really nice when you get that going.
You got a nice little shut out there.
Yep.
This is looking good.
I needed some random military claim. And I put that little token there to remember Ranger's Cash, which is kind of funny.
Oh. You forget it sometimes?
Yeah, just sometimes. So he gets 4 gold. I believe he has 6 because he had 2 carrying over from the long plan.
Yes, he did.
So 6 plus the reducer, so he could play quite a bit here.
Now, is there any cards you're concerned about, like off the top of your head?
Well, I knew Nymeria was dead, so I guess like his own Tyrion would probably be about the best character he could play.
And
That's
juicy.
That's a good one.
I wonder who I would pick. I think I would choose the Hound to die.
Probably. Although Hota is pretty good.
No, Hound. Like, so those 2 characters in your dead pile are like your best first snow related characters, I would say.
They're definitely top.
Yeah.
Top, yep.
They're really good with first snow. Nope. Just showing how you kneel cards.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta think through everything. I think I was deciding if doing a military is even really worth it here. I think my plan for this turn was to Tears his Ill and Pain. So I know that's like my priority for this turn.
And you can do that pretty easy.
Yep, because I got Nymeria to take his Intrigue, and I got Tyrion to gain me the gold. So, and he doesn't have any gold of his own, so I know I don't have to worry about any counteractions from him. People that have like played, like seen me play with my Martell decks know like I play about as slow of a version as you can play though. Like as you can see, like I feel like I'm all in control of the board, but I am definitely losing the power race right now.
Yes. Well, the heads on spikes.
And it stays that. Yep, and it stays that way for a while. So yep, I get the Tears off on Pain.
If you eliminate all of his good characters, that's when you start getting your power.
Yep.
Wow.
And I get the Hound.
Wow.
That's a really big pull, actually.
Yep. Now, do you think this... Is there any new packs that have come out that you think improve this deck since the Wisconsin Regionals? Any new cards?
Well, during the Wisconsin, Tyene wasn't even out yet. So that's a big one. I was definitely playing 3 of her. Some of the new attachments came out. I think the military one came out since then. But I was actually playing 0 of the icon removing attachments in this deck. So... Then I'm trying to think what has come out this cycle so far for Martell.
Nothing.
Yeah, I can't really.
Was the Knight of the Sun out at that time?
He was.
Yes.
He was.
Right.
Yep. And
wow, there you go. Some
mine.
revenge intrigue. That would have been pretty gross.
Yeah. So in that turn, he took my 2 best characters out of my hand, like the Mountain and Arion with the heads on spikes. But I was able to at least get Tyrion into play still. So. And then he does the military here. I'm completely fine losing my little reducer guy here, so.
Are you weird about the March, though, that will come after? You just lose Hota?
And I just lose Hota. I have another one in my deck, so sometimes that's even a benefit, because then you can trigger it again.
Yep.
I think what I was thinking about here was, like, if I was going to maybe need the extra gold for the first snow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get the Dom with the gold. So now I'm up on the power right now. And then I can either draw 2 cards or gain 3 gold. I'm pretty sure I take the 3 gold because I think at this point I'm thinking of going first snow.
Now you're ahead on the power too.
Yep, because I think if my thought process here is if I take the 3 gold on first snow, I'm gonna have enough gold to reuse Hoda's ability. And if he marched, I'd have enough gold to. I guess I'd be 1 gold short of being able to put in both of the armies in my hand. Because right now my hand is 2 Palace Spearmen. And I draw 2 cards. Okay.
It's like another Tyrion I saw in there.
Yep,
Maybe
another Tyrion. I
reducer.
think it was a reducer, a Martell reducer.
It's not that bad right now seeing the reducer, just for some soak.
Yep. So I do think I'm still going into first snow here, though.
Getting that Hota in your hand would be nice.
Yep. And I would have, how much gold? 4 gold. So I could play an army of my own. And when I have like an army and Nymeria, I'm not really afraid of losing my own military challenge.
Yeah. And it looks like he's going for the gold.
Yep, Summer Harvest. So he gets 5 on a first snow. That's not bad. So.
Yep. You still get to decide who's first, though.
And I believe I go first. No, I think I remember this. I think I made him go first because I needed to see if he milked one of my guys. Because, like, if he milked Tyrion, that makes the big difference between, like, if I could put Hota into play or not.
Yeah. I saw Stereo in his hand.
So that would be all he could play this turn, though, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And so
yeah,
that's a little risky, especially when I could...
just take a military away.
Well, I guess he could just get it back, though, because he could pick himself. Yep, so it does look like Evan's first. So he's probably getting out an army. Yep. He plays a Palace Spearman of his own. And passes with 2 gold. And when the Burnman's on the table, so that's what I'm assuming he's going to do is play a Burnman. So, but luckily for me, I top deck a Burnman of my own, which actually it was like the best top deck I could have on this turn.
You could worry about more nightmares too. That could be a possibility.
When they play one, you definitely think he's going to be playing at least two.
Yeah.
So.
To me, Nightmares is slowly becoming the new Milk, where it's just more versatile, can hit things like Winterfell.
Yeah, it's good. I was thinking about playing it instead of Milk, because like that's another counter to Winterfell and stuff. But Milk is nice because sometimes it does become blink for more than one turn.
The problem I have with Milk is if you're not playing any other attachments, it is essentially a one-turn Nightmares.
Yeah. And so here I know we can put in a Burnman into play. So I think as he has first action, so he could Nymeria or something. But he doesn't. And so I think I take the Palace Spearman's military icon. That way he could only have 6 military to my 8 military. So I know I can't lose my own military challenge.
Yep. And he's got to be careful because if he kneels out, you can just throw a Burnman in and kill one of those characters.
Yeah, but at this time, he hasn't seen my Burnman or anything.
Yes.
So he does a power here. I think this is kind of like baiting to see if I'd block with the Spearman or whatnot. So also, it's like a free challenge. So he couldn't win the challenge with him as a defender anyways. So.
Where'd you get those gorgeous tokens?
Those were given to me for being Best of Martell from Michael's company. He gave prizes to every Best of House, which was really nice.
Looks like there's a military for 6.
Yep, and I obviously have to defend this. I can't lose any of these characters. Yep. So defend with 8. So obviously I'm doing the Intrigue challenge to gain my 2 gold. Goes on a pose. Pick some card. Raiders isn't bad. It's a good character.
Nothing for him to trigger on, though.
Yeah, it's fine, though. Still a good character. Then get my military through. Alright, so here, obviously, since I was able to keep a Birdman into play, I'm going to probably march here. Get rid of one of his 2 characters. And just get rid of one of my Birdmen. And, like, here I was thinking, like, well, what if he double marches? Because it's pretty obvious that I'm going to march. But then it leaves him with no characters, and I have Arion and Tyrion, so it's like, there's no way you can do that, so. So Evan's thinking about his plot here. He reveals Winter Festival, and I march. So it's kind of interesting because he played Heads on Spikes and Winter Festival, so that's going to be 4 extra power that he gets just from his plot cards.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
It's actually not a bad strategy.
Yep.
It was something I did consider.
And again, another counter to Winterfell.
It is, yep. So I get a roll.
You want to put down at least 2 characters here, I think, if you're having...
Yeah.
I suppose a lot of them got first snow, the Chuds. And there's his Tyrion.
Yep.
He must have just top decked 2 there. I saw a Tyene laying away in his hand.
Tyenne's a little hard to get out, though, especially when you have no board.
It would force Nymeria to basically take an Intrigue icon every turn, probably.
And we get a good old Gaston, which is great when he dupes up a Tyrion.
It's great you're going second, too, because that Palace Spearman's a Tricon.
Yep, mine is, yeah. And then I got this 3 gold I got to think about. It's nice having the dupe on Tyrion, because now at this point it's like I don't even really care if I lose a military challenge.
And vice versa.
Yep. The difference is he can't do really challenges with his Tyrion.
Yep.
Because of my Gaston. He could if he wants to, but that would just destroy his board.
Now, are you still times 3 on Gaston?
Yep. I think Cameron tries to convince me that there's going to be a time I don't play 3, but I don't ever see it. I believe I took Tyrion's Intrigue icon away. So he is doing a military challenge here. It's only for 4 strength. And he doesn't have any gold, so I just let it go in a pose. Just get rid of a dupe. Who cares? He is getting up there on the power, though. He's up to 8 at this point, and he's going to get 2 more from his plot, so that's 10 power to my 6.
I could see when you're not playing against another Martell deck how that could be terrifying.
Yep, there's times where you have to keep an eye on how much power they got. There's sometimes you just got to block challenges just so they don't get
Because there's games where you feel like
and
you're in control the whole game, but your opponent's quite a few power ahead of you.
Yep. You just got to be able to turn it around at the right times. So
it's quite a bit of money you're sitting on. Enough Hota money, you could say.
Yeah, I guess it is. It's 5. So pull a Sirio, that's nice. But Sirio's also an interesting card because that's going to be like, no matter what plot he plays, that's going to be like his only card he plays that turn.
Yeah.
So.
Unless you get a King Zero going.
Yeah. So now doing a military challenge here. That's unopposed. And doing a power challenge. I think he was seeing if he could win Dom type of thing. Because right now, I think since I have so much control of the board, his only option is to try to outrace me at this point. So sometimes, yep, so he just lets it go to post because it's okay if I get the extra power if he gets an extra power too. So he gets Dom and the 2 power off his plot. So he's up to 10 power. I am up to 9 power. Both 3 characters, but I would say mine are better. So, and I snap picked a plot. I didn't see what it was. So he's marching on Wildfire, and this is the standard. I'm never gonna need this plot.
So who are you marching? The Palace.
It's definitely the Palace Spearman.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was a good time for him to march. This does kind of equal us up a little bit. Nymeria is better than the Sun Spear, whatever it's called, Knight of the Sun. But since he is trying to get that power quick, having that renown can make a big difference.
It sure can.
And it was actually kind of funny because he was at so much power here. I was actually thinking like I'm probably gonna have to use Gaston Grey on the renowned character more than Tyrion even.
Yep.
So, whoop, that's not a dupe. That's a dupe. And Ariane's dead, so giving that card away is not the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, hello.
Play out some chuds.
The camel.
I kind of don't want to use him if I don't have to, because that power icon can make a difference, even if it just
Especially
defends
for power
a challenge.
challenging for one even.
Yeah. But decide I have to use it. I think I wanted to keep up a gold for a hand's judgment.
And you're back to where you were.
Yep. Almost exactly. Even had the Tyrion dupe again. So
now you gotta wonder: does he play Tyene here, or do you not even bother because Nymeria just takes her intrigue and she becomes a?
I think you can't play her, especially right now. I feel like you'd want to play her if you can, even if your opponent has Nymeria. But the problem is if that's all he plays, I can win the military challenge. He has to kill
a good
the character, and yeah, you have to be able to play more than one character at this point. And the Gaston's also a problem too. So.
It's smart that he chose to go second at least.
Yep. So he has 5 gold. So if he happened to pass here, it'd be like, well, maybe he's got Hota, but...
Which wouldn't be that bad, actually.
No, it wouldn't be. Because then I could try to do a military challenge, and he just Hotas.
And then defense.
And then he wouldn't even have to defend.
Well, if he I was thinking if he took away the Army's military, the Army doesn't...
Oh, yeah, I could, but that'd be a weird play.
Yep. Are you playing Put to the Sword at all, or just Tears Retarded?
I am playing Put to the Sword. Martell is surprisingly good at military challenges.
I think that's a wise play there.
Yep. Having a character you can kill
a condemned or
a reducer?
Yeah.
Yep, the Moneylender.
Oh, do you take the reducer just to get another
to
guy
body? That's a tough call, actually, but I do think he takes the power, taking away a power icon, because I think his game plan at this point in the time is I just need to get power. Like,
yes.
You can't take control of the board here at this point of the game.
There's his own Gaston.
Yep, which is good.
Very good. Wonder if we're gonna get a lot of passing now.
My thought process with Gaston usually is just make him use it.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, they're gonna have to use it. A lot of times people try to play around Gaston too much, I feel. It just can really hurt you if you're behind on the board, though. So I do an intrigue here. Obviously, he doesn't have a power icon, so stealth and Green Blood Trader. Gain my 2 gold. Something funny will come up here later in the turn, but... So it looks like he has 2 times.
Yeah.
Oof. And an event, I think it's Tears. So that's his hand right now.
Oof. That Tears could bite you in the butt here.
It could, because if I don't take an intrigue icon with Nymeria, she's a valuable target. Otherwise,
Oh, there goes
the Pal
Gaston.
Spearman, I am first player, so the Spearman doesn't have an intrigue either right now. So, yep, he uses Gaston. It's pretty nice when you also get a dupe Tyrion out of it. Pull off the Tyene.
I love that when I have 2 copies of character in my hand, I play entries in,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, that's gone.
Yeah, I
Like,
thought,
no, it's not.
yep, I didn't realize he had another one when I was playing the game. So,
So you're up to 10 now.
I am up to 10 now, so I'm doing a power here.
That's a smart move.
Yep. So he could defend with both if he really wants to, but
He does get a renown from it. It might be worth it.
yep.
But then you just take the intrigue away from the green blood, and he doesn't get to do that Tears.
I think I already want to take the military away. Actually, the Spearman may have done the military challenge. That actually seems like what I would want to do here. Make him kill the green blood trader, and then see what I want to do with Nymeria. I do have a Hota in hand, so I'm thinking... So, in my head, I was thinking if he does an intrigue challenge, I can gain 2 gold and... so I took Tyrion's power icon there and doing a power challenge. So now he has to either defend with
Now you're wide
defend with the
open now
Spearman.
for that.
Yeah,
No.
I am. Silly me thought I could still gain 2 gold if he does an intrigue challenge. Yep, so now he has to decide if he wants me to just get an unopposed power here, which would put me up to 13.
Looks like you're a little nervous there.
I was getting a little nervous because I did know, like you said, my board is all wide open. He can get a lot of power of his own at this point.
Cut to a picture of you here. You look pretty stressed out.
Yeah, after seeing some pictures that one of the Minnesota people took of me, I get pretty stressed during these games, it seemed.
Well, you were up until 4 a.m. at my place, building and figuring out what you're going to play.
Yeah, it's kind of a joke with people that know me around Minnesota. Takes me a while to decide what deck I actually want to play. Usually the night before. So he does let it go in oppose. So I am all the way up to 13 power now. So this...
The military first.
I don't know. He may just want the power.
So he wins.
Yep. So he wins. Yep. He does do a power challenge. Looking back at this, military may have been the right call, because I would have to kill the
He
green
already
blood
marched,
trader.
though.
But his plan was to do tiers
Green
here.
blood trader. What green blood trader?
Oops. Brandon thought I got 2 golds. Yeah, that's pretty funny looking at it.
Yeah. You get spoiled.
Then he tries to tears, but
Woo!
I did get the hand's judgment.
That's
then.
crazy. I remember I kind of went.
But now
nuts
that I'm
when I
looking
saw it.
back at this, if he thought he could do the tiers, it's kind of since he thought he could do the tiers, doing the military might have made sense, because then he could have gotten rid of the green blood trader and Nymeria. I'd be down to a Pal Spearman versus Tyrion.
Yep.
Since the tiers didn't work off, doing the power challenge was the right call. So I am at 12 power. He is at 12 power.
Yep. It's a close game.
So initiative can matter here.
Nymeria is a big matter
Nymeria
here.
is huge. Honestly, that first turn, being able to
Tears his.
get rid of his was probably like the biggest thing in this game. But I mean, so it's really close, because he did get 4 power of this just from his plot cards. And he was able to get rid of Ariane too, which is really nice for him. It was surprisingly close for how much I was actually like controlling the board.
Now, are you playing any renown, or
The mountain. That would be it.
are you playing any Jamies?
I was not.
How about Harmon Oler?
Nope.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy. Did you have any problems racking up power that day?
Nope. All you have to do is win challenges.
Yep.
If you win 3 challenges every turn and your opponent can maybe only win 1, you usually win the game. So he first knows.
And you're going to give him
And
some
I'm
money.
going to do trading.
Now, trading, I remember you.
I hate trading.
You
I
hate
hate
trading.
it. I think it's one of the worst plots in the game.
But
when you put the mountain in your deck, you kind of need a plot to get them.
So are you saying you have the mountain in hand?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think the other card was confiscation, and I knew he had the
power
thing, so I was like, might as well save that for next turn. And I assumed at this point, I think he was only down to like 2 cards at hand at the time. So I was like, giving him extra gold's not going to be a big
6
deal.
cards. The Tyrion dupe, you don't mind seeing that?
Nope. That's not a big deal. Ooh, look at all that gold. It did look like I top deck a Tyene though. Also, I actually know another reason why I played trading this turn was because I knew for sure I'd have enough money for Hota.
Man, I see you getting upset about that.
Well,
that card's really good.
It's renowned. The
that
renown's
really
huge
good.
right now.
Yeah.
He's first player, so if he gets enough power.
Oh my!
See, this
God.
was. I mean, this. I was laughing at this because it didn't matter. He played first snow.
Yeah. Luckily, that wasn't another character that you could just put that on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did take Nymere's power icon. So even if she takes a power icon away from a character. So I was joking with Evan here. I was like, I need to save this 5 gold for no particular reason. Just making sure I wasn't spending that gold. And then it was like, well, all my characters were expensive. So I was like, I could play a Rattleshirt Raider. But that doesn't do a whole lot for me. Sure, I can get rid of this power removing thing, but...
So it's like you got 7 economy to work with.
Yep, I have
here.
7, not counting the Hota gold, so...
How much do you need? 3 power. Yep.
I was considering the Rattleshirt Raider, but...
The Rattleshirt
Raider.
Or you just put Tyene out.
I do believe
Get rid of that
that's-
army with
I
that
do
as of
believe
now.
That's what I do at this point.
Easy peasy.
I think the real reason why I play Tyene is because she has a power icon.
Yeah.
Yep.
going
Wrong
on
guy.
here?
That's not a
Yeah.
reducer.
Long day of games.
Yep.
6 rounds.
4
and then
hours of
top
sleep
8.
and then 12 hours of playing. Yep, and we played Tyene, and I do think the real deciding factor was because she has the power icon.
Yeah.
And so right here, I think my very first action is I take, I guess he has first action. So he could have Nightmares or whatever. But then I believe my first action when he passes is taking Tyrion's power icon away. Couldn't let him have the stealth or whatnot, so. Because he only needs 3 power to win the game. That's it. And he has a guy with renown, so. And so I think Evans here he has to try to find a way to close it this turn.
That's going to be pretty hard.
It is. Especially since we both know I have a Hota in my hand too.
Yes.
It got bounced from first snow when I played it, so. And I do believe he makes the right call here.
Would military be the right call?
No, I think he does it intrigue with Tyrion. Because now, also important to remember is since Nymeria took the power icon, she still doesn't have one though because of the
Yes.
attachment. So if he does an intrigue with Tyene, I have to let it go unopposed because I need to keep my my power icon open.
Let's go intrigue.
Yep. So he does an intrigue challenge, and so I could use Hota now, but I wanted to use him on the power challenge. Because the other thing is I want to be able to get my 15 power this turn. I don't want this to go to another plot. And so if I don't play this right, I could easily see myself ending at like 14 power or something this turn.
Who did he stealth?
He stealthed the
Palace Spearman?
Palace Spearman, it looked like. So I'd have to block with Tyene.
Do you? Would you?
Looking back at it now, I
Looking at it now, would you?
probably should have. I probably should have.
You're saying you don't?
I don't.
Okay.
I let it go in opposed. He's got a 20% chance to get Hota.
Superior claim. Game over.
You have to win by 5, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and that was
And that was intrigue. Fail.
And he gets the Rattle Shirt Raider.
And
And then I didn't even think at this point. I was like, I think that's game then. And he was like, yeah.
Hota time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. You got 2 challenges.
Now that I'm
coming
looking at
on.
it, though, I don't even think he could have won. Even if he pulled Hota. He does a power here. I defend. He goes up to 14 power, not 15. So
it's like you're doing a challenge against him, military,
yep.
I'm assuming?
I think power. Doing a military doesn't do a whole lot
No.
when he's got a dupe Tyrion.
Makes him kneel that other characters to get unopposed power.
Yeah. I also have a Tyene that can kill the spearman anyways.
I suppose
so.
you can use Hota on military after you ambush him in.
See, that's why I did power first, was because
Yeah.
then if he defends with the spearman, yep, I just put Hota into play, remove him, and then I have a military guy too. So, and this is when it ends, because that's an unopposed power, unopposed intrigue, end game.
Wow.
Yep.
There's his Tyene. Crazy game.
Yeah,
That was a fast game for 2 Martell decks.
Yeah, I mean, well, we both have played Martell a lot, so
Yes.
when you know what your deck's actually doing, it makes a big
I have
difference.
yet to see Evan play something besides Martell. Martell is his favorite house.
In a tournament, I think I've only not played Martell once too. So
Yeah, because remember, like the night before, you were thinking about Greyjoy winner,
I was thinking of some
Lannister
Greyjoy,
fealty.
Lannister. Yeah, I was thinking of some other things. I
Yeah.
had a weird Stark deck too that I was kind of considering, but
So it's like you're gonna go to the final match. Our next video is going to be Cameron versus Darren. It will be a Stark fealty surprise on, on Cameron's side, and Baratheon Kings of Summer, which was a nice. I liked our top 8 a lot more than the Canadian regionals, which was pretty much Lanny Dragon everywhere.
To be fair, I think we had like 4 Martell Lion though. So
yeah, but. Thanks for coming on, Brandon. Good luck
for having me.
in the final match that's already happened, but good luck in the video.
All right.
Remember, winter is coming.